Welcome to Pyramid Times. Myself, Veena Surbu. I am VP at Pyramid Times, and we have with us amazing guest, dear guest, Prabodh Musipatla. Prabodh is a meditation teacher from last 18 plus years. He has the gift of lucid dreaming and astral travel. He is called the god of dreams. Hundreds of people got practical. He got the practical self-realization experience in his workshops. He can get into ultimate bliss, Brahmananda state by will. He saw his several past lives as a husband, father, scientist, king, Tibetan monk, guru, etc. He conducted many workshops on meditation, lucid dreaming, astral travel, abundance and prosperity, and so on. He experimented on himself without sleeping, lying down for 10 years. Yes, it is 10 years. And he conducts signature Gudakesha workshop spanning 5 to 7 nights. It opens the doorway of human consciousness to gain sleep mastery and thoughtlessness. He trained several competitive exam aspirants to reduce their sleep time requirements. He conducted his workshops in several places of India, England, Wales, USA, and Thailand. He is a martial arts black belt taekwondo master, and he did 35 hours of continuous meditation in one sitting. He did continuous 522 hours of meditation with food and restroom breaks. With this, I welcome Prabodh Musipatla for Pyramid Times show. Welcome, Prabodh.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes.
Yeah, and today's topic is going to be on lucid dreaming. What exactly is lucid dreaming?
Yes. So, lucid dreaming is the one. Usually we dream. Everybody dreams. So, knowing that we are dreaming, that is first part. And second thing is remembering the dreams. That is second thing. And we remember. Okay, I got that dream. Okay, you're remembering, recollecting. The recollection is happening. That's second thing. Third thing is knowing when you're in the dream itself. Knowing that you're in a dream. That's the third point. When you know that you're in a dream, then you can change the dream elements, dream content, controlling the dream. After knowing the dream, knowing that you're in a dream, you started controlling the dream elements. This is called lucid dreaming. Okay, after knowing that you're in a dream, if you're moving any other thing, okay, intentionally you're changing dream content. For example, one situation is happening. Some people are chasing you, but now that you know you're in a dream, if you realize it, then you can play. You can just say and stop. They'll be stopping. Otherwise, you can just choose to just escape from that point. You can automatically, irrespective of in spite of having different emotions, you can have better control of the situation, that particular point. So that is called lucid dreaming, changing the dream contents. From here, there are many more levels are there, and which we'll be talking about it later point.
Yes. Is lucid dreaming like daydreaming or is it different?
Yeah, it is different. Okay, daydreaming is your body is also awake and mind is also awake, and we are creating the situations. And in the daydreaming, we are creating whatever we wanted to. Okay, and here basically uh, the difference between imagination and the dream. I'll just tell that usually daydreaming is more of an imagination only. So they'll be imagining that let me be like this, let me be like this, they're creating. Daydreaming is very good. As Dr. Brahmarshi Pita Mahapati said, both daydreaming and nightdreaming both are very great gifts to the humanity. Okay? Uh, Daydreaming is like daydreams. Walt Disney used to daydream. Okay, that this Mickey Mouse is there, and he's creating basically the creativity and the imagination are happening more in the daydream. That is very good. But here that's called imagination and daydreaming and the real dream. The dream is the difference between that is in imagination whatever you want that will only happen most of the time. So if anything is moving on their own, if anything is having their free will, that is called that you entered into the dream world. Dream or visions or astral plane and lucid dream, everything. That's called the things will have its own intelligence. Things are people. For example, example I'll be telling, you are in a railway station, you went to your friend and you're talking with your friend, and you, in the daydreaming or imagination, you talked something, and you'll expect you know what is the other person is also talking, you're because you're only creating. If you say how are you, if the other person says yes I am good, okay, take care of your journey, you also said okay, I'll take care. But here, the dream, the moment dream or the lucid dreaming or astral or any other thing, the dream phenomena, apart from imagination, daydream, what happens is you said something and the answer we do not know. The expect we cannot expect. He could be out of there or imagination. And automatically the person gets his own free will and his own intelligence started emitting. That's where we entered into the visions or dreams. Or this is called phase. All together, many things together, it's called phase. So that is what happening,
Sometimes I'm curious whether this reality is also like a dream. Is it true?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So that's where all our Upanishads are saying that this reality is also a dream or not. No, that's a very good debate. So what is making the difference between the reality and dream? The only thing is we know that because we are seeing that these days we are seeing that we associate this body has certain age. We know that from past 20 years, 30 years, and many dreams are happening every night. Dreams are happening in different situations and different places, and we're coming back here. This is something routinely we are seeing, like a long term. Basically, for us, this is long term. Okay, so but have you experienced any time dream in the dream? Did you experience any time, Veena, a
Yes.
dream in the dream?
Yeah. Three
You
levels I
experience?
went, one after the other
Oh,
in depth.
very good, very good. So that's amazing. So in the same way, so if you here also, this is also one dream, and we are experiencing many dreams in this dream. That is
Yes.
also possible, right? So
Right.
this could be a long dream, and those are all short dreams. But the
Okay.
thing is, where the yogis and the rishis, and no, rishi means the seer, and the Maharshi means the great seer. They are seeing many things, visions and dreams and other lokas and many realities. They are able to see more and more level clearly. Rajashi is the one who's able to start seeing the all his past lives. Okay, knowing our own self. Okay, seer means he starts seeing some visions or dreams. The one who is noting down their dreams and visions. Okay, they are called seers. Okay, they are able to see many more realms. We are living in only one reality. That's what we are thinking. Only one physical life is only one life only. At the moment you started opening up your mind and senses, and you started noting down, you're aware of the consciousness is learning from your dreams also with consciously. Okay, that's where you're opening up. That's called seer started, and afterwards, Rajesh is you started seeing the past lives, and Maharshi is the one who can see future and also other things in the events of his life and other many other worlds. And Brahmashi means the one who saw everything of the all the secrets of the universe. Okay, so that is called Brahmashi level. These all levels are starting with these dreams and lucid dreaming and astral travel and all the causal travel, soul travel, sarvatma travel. Sarvatma consciousness connecting with that. This is all the beginning is dreams and lucid dreaming, and next thing is visions and all things are here only. Yes. So that's the reason.
That's
After
very
seeing
amazing
that,
how we. So that is very amazing how we connect to different dimensions and using different bodies and different realities or times also. It's very
hmm,
beautiful the way you said. We get to see all the past lives, maybe future possibilities and future lives as well.
yes,
Yeah. So how are these lucid dreaming related to out of body experiences and astral travel?
very good question. Okay. So lucid dreaming is the one where you're seeing clearly and you're having the control. Okay, that is lucid dreaming. But and that when it comes to the astral travel, okay, the difference between the lucid dreaming and astral travel is the energy level. The more and more energy we got, that's called astral travel. In the lucid dreaming also, you might be able to fly, but astral travel means it's involved with the emotions, very clear emotions. Okay, astral travel means it is in the emotional body. It's called desired body, emotional body, astral body. So emotions, when the emotions are touched, that is called astral travel. Okay, so in the lucid dreaming also, for example, if you wanted to fly, you are able to fly, but the the flying feeling, complete feeling, if you're enjoying it, you're becoming more and more happy from heart. Then that's the only difference. Your astral travel is happening. Okay, so lucid dreaming and astral travel difference. If you wanted to see, I would say there is not much difference, because the only difference is the energy. The more energy you got, the more experience, the more profound healing experiences you'll be having. So in the dream and astral travel, the difference is, in the dream you might not be having all the senses, but in the astral travel you will be having all the senses clear. That's astral travel means reality only. That's a reality. The difference between, for example, astral travel means you are having five senses, and buddhi, intellect is there, and also aham, self identification, complete identification of your own self. You know what is what, everything. This all together, seven things called astral travel. Five senses, buddhi, intellect. You know what you're doing, what you need to do. Everything. You're knowing everything. And next thing is aham, self-identification. Where are you? What are you doing? Your purpose. What you wanted to do. Everything. Knowing all these things is called astral travel. Lucid dreaming is the one. The senses might not be all activated. Okay, sometimes the things are moving in a different direction, but certain intelligence is there. Certain you're having applying some knowledge. Lucid dreaming is a beginning stage of astral travel, but the more and more you experiment and experience, that will become the astral travel. Lucid dreaming is, it could be of lesser energy, but those who meditate in the lucid dreaming. Okay, lucid dreaming means the moment you meditate in the lucid dream, you can control the dream, right? The moment you know that you are in a dream, that's how you can meditate in dream. And the moment you meditate in the lucid dream, that's how you'll be experiencing huge amount of energies. That energies gives you the astral travel very quickly. So astral travel is the next level, okay, to lucid dreaming. But lucid dreaming itself is a very great thing and excellent thing, excellent phenomena, that you can do many more great things. And astral travel, next thing is out of body experience is the one. Uh, when you come out of your body and you see this physical body, that's called out of body experience. Astral travel means sometimes you're happening, you're flying and you're going, and emotions are involved. You're happy, so much happy about that experience. Then that's called astral travel. But when you do not know that, when you do not see clearly that how the process is of leaving the body, how you're entering the body, sometimes it just happens within 1 second. You're there somewhere. So that's called astral travel. And out of body experiences, you're knowing that you're coming and you're seeing this body, this physical body. That's called out of body experience. Astral projection. Difference between astral travel and astral projection is, astral travel is suddenly it's happening naturally. Astral projection is consciously you're trying. Now let me do this astral projection using the technique. You come out of your body clearly, consciously, by trying, with the willpower, with the practice. That's called astral projection. Usually, out of body experience and astral projection differences. Out of body experience suddenly happens, but consciously, if you're trying, now let me do this one using a technique. This is called astral projection. Out of body usually experiences in out of body experience and near death experiences, and those all, especially when the doctors are operating on any brain surgery or heart transplantation is happening, any anesthesia, too much anesthesia, is correct. Total body is relaxing, right? At the time, automatically, some people experience this body coming out out of their body, and they are seeing that whatever the doctors are talking, also they're able to hear that. So these are all the phenomena.
That is very amazing. Maybe we'll discuss astral travel and astral projection in depth in a later interview. And now, what are the benefits or the gains of lucid dreaming?
Yeah, the benefits of lucid dreaming are, so one benefit is mastering the fears. Okay, we can explore if anything, any dreams are happening. better grip over the uh, dreams and fears. For example, some people are having the frightening dreams. In Telugu, it's called Pida Kalalu. Okay, all these things they'll be having grip over that with the practice of lucid dreaming. Second benefit is if anybody is having suffering from the bad dreams, those are called bad dreams. If those needs to definitely learn this one, lucid dreaming. And second benefit is you can practice rehearse in lucid dreaming. For example, if you're playing piano, if you're studying also, you wanted to improve any skill, you are meditating, especially for the meditators, as I was telling. So lucid dreaming, if not the passion, whatever you're interested in. So for example, you're interested in to do more meditation. For example, some people are interested to do more reading, books reading. So whatever your interests are there, if you can take that interest into the dream, then what happens is the more and more in the dream body, you can read very quickly. If anybody sees this Doctor Strange movie, in that movie, the doctor neurosurgeon, he just meets his master from the Tibet. When he meets the master, okay, the master immediately the moment the gurus, okay, we're all having the certain power, okay, certain energies. Gurus will be having certain in the universe. What happens is give certain uh,
Siddhis.
yeah certain energies and certain pointers where gurus can uplift the disciples very quickly. So when the disciple is ready, then the guru will appear, right? The reason is when the disciple is ready, the guru can do. No, we can see and we can change and we can take them very higher levels. That's what the beautiful phenomena happens in the Doctor Strange movie. The moment this doctor is having he's ready basically. He became ready. Okay. Then when the disciple is having good energy, good aura, then for the gurus will the moment the guru will see immediately the gurus can sense the aura and energy. And immediately the guru can take their aura, touch their aura, and take them to all the worlds. Dude, within 1 or 2 minutes, that's how she holds him with hand. Otherwise, she just takes him. No need to hold with hand also. With the energy itself, she takes that person to all the worlds, like 10, 20 worlds. He's amazed. He's there. He's there somewhere. This world, this loka, this world. Completely, a great phenomenon happens there. So, so basically, with the lucid dreaming, we can rehearse the things. We can learn. Afterwards, he starts reading all the books. He's sleeping and he's coming out of his body. He's reading all the books. Huh? So that's what reading. You can increase the reading skills. For example, if you're learning guitar or any instrument, you can practice that one also. Basically, in everything, that's what the phenomena is happening from the beginning. For everyone, it's happening. So for everyone, for example, I'll ask one question to you, Veena. So one person is learning every day half an hour. Okay, every day half an hour he's practicing the guitar or piano, anything, okay, any instrument. But 40 days he practice. That is 20 hours. 40 days every day half an hour. 40 days he practice. Now another person is there. He says that I will, how much time you practice? He asked. This person said, practice every day half an hour for 40 days. Then he says that, okay, now today I'll practice for 20 hours. That's altogether 20 hours only, right? Then second
Yes.
person practice 20 hours all one day only, morning to evening, like a early morning 4 to night 12 o'clock. That means he practiced and it's all 20 hours now. So now if you test these two persons, which person will do better?
The first one.
First one, right? Yeah. The reason is why the first one is doing better means because every time he practice, he is sleeping. In his sleep also, in his dreams also, the revision and practice rehearsal is happening. The sleep is giving the sleep, and especially in the sleep dreams, what happens is rehearsal is happening. That's where dreams are helping to be remembering and to be all the in every cell is practicing. The knowledge is imbibed. Okay, that's what's happening. So in the lucid dreaming also, those person, it's actually happening. Okay, but when anybody practices lucid dreaming, they can practice whatever they want. Okay, and they say that in this world, sky is the limit, right? But for the lucid dreaming and astral travel, even the sky is not the limit. You can do anything. All of your desires you can explore, and all of the practices you can learn. Learning curve increases a lot, and meditation, especially the meditation, is amazing. So those persons who have the desire, for example, it's like even this person doesn't lie in the dream. Some people say that this person even doesn't lie in the dream. That is called that indicates his original character. Okay, whatever you are there, your inner nature is represented in the dreams. Outside, for example, you might be acting in the society because society is there. Some things you might be acting externally, but your dream indicates your authentic nature, the original nature, what you are really. So what you wanted, what you are really, you just need to observe your dreams. You'll know what is your inner character. So what do you really want in your life? You'll be experiencing in the dreams. So once uh, those people who are passionate towards the meditation, okay, I wanted to grow my spirituality. I wanted to do more meditation. Then they will be meditating in the dreams. So in the meditating in the dreams means if you meditate for 1 minute, it is equivalent to 100 minutes of meditation outside, based on the intensity of the tapana, the burning desire. And also the more and more energy you're getting, the more and more meditation you're getting, you can expand the expansion of dream space will happen, the larger extent, the larger distance you can see. And also expansion of the time will happen there. With the less time you'll be experiencing many more things in less time. Then that's where Dr. Brahmashi Pitamaha Subhash Patriji has experienced, let us hear. So one day he felt like meditation is very important. Let me do more and more meditation. For 12 years, let me go to Himalayas and meditate. That's what he thought. Then in the same day, same night, he slept, and in his dream, he meditated for 12 years. Okay, and he came back. He got that feeling that I meditated for 12 years. That's what he got all the energy and wisdom of 12 years. That's what he could able to feel in his every cell. So that is called like that. Many great phenomenal things are going to are possible with the lucid dreaming, and also with the regular meditation. When we get more and more energy, that lucid dreaming itself will convert it to do automatically astral travel. Okay, so these are very few possibilities, and many more benefits are there. Many more benefits are there. These are just to talk about how many benefits are there. Means all of the desires are going to be manifested. Problem solving is going to happen. Whatever you have the question, you'll be getting the answers there. In the lucid dreaming, you just go to any like you're having a dream. In your dream, you know that it's dream. Then you have a question. So now you can go to any person and ask any person in the dream. I wanted this question is there. Let me have. I want this solution, and those persons will be telling you the solution. Okay, like that problem solving, and especially if you know the Thomas Alva Edison, every night he gives one question, and then only he sleeps. In his sleep, he'll be getting the answers. All the answers he's getting. The morning he'll be waking up with a solution automatically. Those persons who are at least everybody can experience the sleep has solution. Sleep has certain deeper levels. If you'll be going there in the deeper levels where you have all the solutions inside you, universal. That's where the Freud is experimenting on the dreams, and after that, Carl Jung, he extended the dreams. Freud said dreams are just nothing but your desires and your mind manifestations. But Carl Jung extended that problem solving also happens. Whatever, if you're having any questions or deep burning questions, you'll be connecting to the unconscious, the all-knowing source, and you'll be getting the answers as well. That's what Carl Jung extended the dream science. And also these lucid dreamers, when you have this clarity over that you're dreaming, then you can get the solutions very quickly. Thank you.
So, are these dreams metaphorical, or what are the signs that we can identify that we are lucid dreaming, or how to interpret these things?
So yes, so uh, the signs that how to how to we know that it's lucid dreaming or not. Okay? So the moment you're having the control, you're able to, as I was telling, knowing that you're in a dream. After that, once you know that you're in a dream, you can change the elements. For example, this chair is there. You can take the chair with your hand and bring it to the left side, or you're moving it. That's the minimum starting with. And second thing is, if you see the Tibetan dream yoga, okay, then those people did some research on that one. So basically, if anybody wants to become a guru in Tibet, they got six yogas. Okay, they need to master the six yogas. One is Tibetan dream yoga. One is Bardo. Bardo is in between the state after death. Third thing is TMO, Tammo. Like that, total six yogas are there. So Tammo is yogic fire, because yogic fire. They need to increase the fire element in their body. So like that, many yogas are there. So in that, Tibetan dream yoga is the one where they will be sitting for 40 days and 40 nights in the 3 feet by 3 feet cubicle. Okay, just they'll be sitting and meditating and with closed eyes. Otherwise, even if they open eyes, also complete room is dark room. Okay, that's called dark room retreat. So for 40 days, or they if they open their eyes also, physical eyes also, everything is dark. They'll be provided food and bathroom. Is attached bathroom. Some all the people, 20 or 30 sadhaks, lamas. Okay, lama. Once you prepare this, once you have this dream yoga training, then only they'll become the lama. Okay, one of the important, and of course, many criteria is there. This is also one criteria. So for 40 days, they'll be in another cubicles. They'll be meditating and closing, and they'll be experimenting on the dreams and dreams and dreams and dreams. So they'll be having so many exercises to do and research and to learn from the dreams. So one such exercise starts with, so they need to take one small object like penis or pin or any small element, okay, small object, and they need to make it big. Big penis, a
Okay.
big pin, otherwise big, the small, they took one small grain, and they'll make it big grain, the rice grain, big rice grain, 6 feet rice grain. That's the first exercise. Second exercise is they take any bigger object and make it small. For example, one big building or one big parachute or anything, they'll make it small, tiny. Then third exercise is, now they combine these two together: the big rice grain, the the small parachute. They combine together, and they make a new ball. Anything new object, they combine together and they make it new object. That is the third exercise. Like that, they're having hundreds of exercises to change the dream elements, to change the dream content. So like that, they're experimenting on the lucidity, and finally the flying also. They'll be flying more and more. Flying is, they're experimenting and practicing. Once they practice this flying and all those things, then what happens is, basically they'll be having the confidence they can do anything. Okay, and afterwards they even can, the science says that, even the Tibetan people, and they say that even they can bring out the learning curve. Whatever they are learning, they can reflect the same learning here also. So that's where they can bring out they can, with the practice and more practice, they can even do all the extraordinary skills also, the siddhis also, they can manifest here in the physical world. Even if you see the Milarepa is a master who can fly, who used to fly here also on the physical. He's a living master. He was living in few hundred years back, and that's where he was flying also. So that's what happened in the dream yoga. If you practice more and more, some skills you can bring it back here. Okay, so that's what. Yeah.
That is very amazing. With this, I recollect Jesus saying that elephant can also enter the eye of a needle. Maybe I don't know how it is related to lucid dreaming. Maybe it comes with that willingness to be there in the other worlds and understand the other realities and all these things.
Yes.
And how can we prevent waking up while lucid dreaming?
Yes. How can we prevent while waking up from the lucidity? That's a good question. Yeah, very good question. So it's a deep question also. Uh, so when we know that, usually what happens is, when we know that we are in a dream, we are totally, oh yes, I'm in a dream. You get so much excited. So what happens is when we are excited, then that excitement will automatically dream will stop and will come back again normal. So that excitement we need to initially it will be there, but with the practice, uh, now automatically we can we get with the practice you need to let go. Okay, you are knowing that I am in a dream, but let me not excite it too much. Okay, so and in that way you can continue the lucid dreaming. Otherwise, some people say that now I'm in a dream, so now let me continue and with the balance. And also some people use running technique. Okay, if you know that you're in a dream and to make it dream lucid and to make it astral travel, they start running and faster and faster and faster. Otherwise, they'll be not, not tightening their body, the dream itself. So some techniques can be tried. So I'll be telling one more important aspect. How do we get the lucid dreaming? Okay, that part I'll be telling. Okay, the ways to get the lucid dreaming. So that is called a couple of techniques one can apply. Okay, one technique is called remembering and noting down the dreams. How can we remember any dream? Means in the morning time, the moment you got the dream, uh, the moment you wake up, okay, then do not change the posture immediately. Okay, just wait there for 5 to 10 seconds and try to recollect anything, any dream did I get in the last night. And if you get a small dream or a scene, one photo frame or anything, try to okay now try to pull out the dream and try to remember the dream elements, dream content more and more. Okay, it's like in Telugu language, it's called tiga pattuku donkanta lagam. Okay, so you'll be getting little bit clue, little bit idea, and this glimpse, and you're pulling out all the rest of the dream. And then then what happens is that's one thing. One posture you're in this posture, and you can change little bit other posture also, and change the posture again. Do not open eyes immediately, and in every posture, because in this posture you got a dream, then in this posture you'll remember more quickly, and you change your posture and again try to relax and again try to observe and remember. So first 5 minutes or 10 minutes, the moment you wake up, first 10 minutes are very important. After first 10 minutes, what happens? 90% we forget about all of our dreams. So in the first 5 10 minutes, you got a lot of scope that you will be remembering the dreams. So once you remember for 3 times. Okay, no, recollect for 3 times. Okay, this is what happened. First I did like this, I did like that, then I did like that. This dream. Okay, I remember. I first like no, I did like this. I went there. This is what happened. And 3 times the sequence you run it in your mind. The moment you run it for your mind for 3 times, usually 3 times is good, until unless you're in a deep sleep in the middle of night, you had too much food, and you feel that lot of laziness, lethargic, amoguna, deep sleep is happening, and you need to do for 5 times. 5 times you need to recollect the scenery, the situation, the sequence. But otherwise, 3 times is fair enough. Okay, 3 times if you recollect, and again go to the next dream and like that recollect for 3 times. Like the moment you recollect for 3 times that the dream sequence, then what happens is you remember it. Okay, uh, try for dream template. In the dream template, you'll be seeing certain things like what is the background of the dream. That's very important. What is the background? Where the dream is happening. That's first point. What all the people are there? Who all the people are there? And what is the anything learning? This dream is about what? If you wanted to name the dream, what you wanted to name the dream? What then again? What happened? The sequence. What happened exactly? This if you know these are the important parameters. Okay, what is the background of your team? What are all the backgrounds? For example, background scenery, right? Background setting. Any movie means they set the background scenery and setting will be there. Right? So that, like that, and what are the people? What are the emotions are involved? So what are the learnings are involved? And who are all the people facilitating that? Who in the movie? Who are all actors are there? In the same way, dream also we can see that. So and once you start noting down the dreams. The moment you start noting down the dreams after 10 dreams or 10, 20 dreams or 100 dreams, what happens is you'll be seeing some common parameters. Okay, all the time the common parameters, common things are happening. For example, many times my dream happens in my whole old house. That's what you recognize. Oh, I'm currently moved my house, but in my old house, the dream is happening. Okay, that's one thing. And for example, my uncle or aunt or my grandmother passed away. They vacated the body, but they are there in the dream. That is second point. For example, for me, lucidity happens very quickly when I was in working in USA. My mom and my sister and my brother are here in India. But when in my dream, the moment I go and meet them, I have a question. Okay, is this a lucid dream? This is a dream or not? The moment you got a question, this is a dream, you'll be checking that. Reality checks are there. I'll be telling that about that next minute, 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, then so basically, currently you change the house, but in the old house the dream is happening. The moment you recognize the house, it's happening in the old house. That's all. That's the first step for the lucid dream. Okay. Second thing is anybody passed away who are not there with you anymore, but you met them. For example, for some people, your ex-husband, ex-girlfriend, or anyone is there. Generally you do not meet, but the moment you meet and talking to them, that means that automatically you're in a dream. So you need to just recognize that. So like that common parameters, if you have started noting down some different parameters, the real world is different, the dream world is different. So that difference you will be noting down. So for some people, they'll be going in the dream without the dress. That means the moment you are not with the dress, that means that you are in a dream. Usually in the world, in this world, we'll be always wearing the dress, right? So like that, we need to see some parameter. If you note down 100 dreams, you'll be knowing it. Clearly, you'll be finding out these are the things which are different from the real world. These are the things, this is the thing, this is different. Like that, the moment this is called reality checks. And the moment you'll be knowing that in reality, in the physical world, some parameters are different. Here in the dream world, some parameters are different. The moment you correlate and the moment you started noting the dreams, then automatically lucid dreaming are naturally taking place. Okay, then the moment you realize that that's a dream, you can change the elements. Okay, so for example, I'll be telling one thing. I'll just tell one thing. So once I just got a dream, and in the dream, one person gave one tea. Okay, and I took the glass, the cup, and from the tea, the cup, I'm seeing the cup is transparent. Okay, when I wanted to see, I'm able to see from the cup to the outside. And the moment I know from that's a transparent cup. Okay, then I half confirmation is done that it's a dream. Okay, we do not see that in the real life. Transparent cup you cannot see. You will not see inside the cup. Everything is visible, or probably it's like a not only the transparent cup is. It's not like transparent. It's a normal cup, but whenever I'm focusing, I'm able to see through. Okay, the moment I realized that this could be a dream, I wanted to double check. Okay, I just jumped. When I jumped from wherever I'm there, I observed my body weight. So according to the dream world, according to the dream space, according to the dream planet, wherever you're there, your body weight is different. Sometimes it's heavier, sometimes it's lighter. Most of the times it's lighter. Then when I observe that it's lighter, like that's the second check I did. Once 2-3 checks you need to do. Once you confirmation that you are in a dream. Then what I did is I just came to the balcony and I jumped from there. And what happened is the moment I jumped, I need to supposed to be flying actually. The moment you jump, you can fly also. But at the time I was having little less energy, so I jumped. And I jumped for just falling down for a lot of time. Like it took 30 seconds. Probably it's like a 30-floor building onwards. If I jump, I'm falling down, and immediately I jumped into my physical body here. So it's a jump. I could able to feel the jump inside my physical body also at the time. So that's one example I'm just telling. But many beautiful examples we can experiment. So once I was there in the talking with the guru. Okay, then I realized that this is astral travel and also lucid dreaming. Then I jumped. Okay, I just jumped, and I jumped for 8 feet height. Normally here 3 feet, 4 feet jumping is easy because I'm a martial arts specialist. I can jump for 5 feet. 5 feet is easy. 5 feet is you can train. Okay, 5 feet is but if I jump, I was just jumping 8 to 10 feet high very easily. And after I jumped, and I was landing, like not only landing, simply jump and land. It's not like that. I jumped and I was going like this, like like how a no, rocket,
Bird.
paper rocket, if you just do this, you'll be doing like this, you'll be like this, and slowly you're landing very beautifully. I'm enjoying that. So the moment I recognize that I'm with the guru, that means it's and the guru is no more anywhere in the physical body. The guru, Heideken Baba Ashram. I went to a Heideken Baba Ashram. Then I was experiencing. He was there. I met him and he gave me 2 3 messages, very beautiful messages he gave me. And after that, afterwards, I realized that okay, I mean, anyways, Baba is not there anymore. But when I met him, that this is his astral body. I met him, and now I jumped, and I was landing here and jumped, flying. A very beautiful flight I was taking. Then again immediately one person called me with my he was talking about some Pradeep or some other name. He said Prashant or some Pradeep or something. But Pra is matching. Prabodh, right? My name is Prab. And also his calling is louder with the, and automatically I wake up. So I woke up here in this physical body. Okay, I got it. Okay. So still, one more thing is when it's called the mastery of the sleep. It's like this. Okay, this is called waking consciousness. This is no, this is called beta, waking up. We are talking now. Waking conscious. When you relax a little bit, it's called alpha, meditation state or this entering into sleep. If you go deeper, this is called theta consciousness or dream consciousness. Here, here the dreams are happening. And if anybody calls your name or if you came out, automatically what happened? You're coming to meditation, waking up again, waking up from the sleep. But at the time, you can decide to relax yourself, a little bit relaxed. Then automatically you'll be coming in here this frequency. We need to master our mind and body, and we need to at will we can go to deeper and deeper, deeper, deeper. The moment you can touch this one, this is called dreams and astral travel and third eye visions. Everything is accessible here. So with the practice of meditation, with the practice of art of relaxation, remember friends, art of relaxation. You can search in my website on my YouTube channel, GMP Wisdom. GMP, Grandmaster Prabodh Wisdom, that website, GMP Wisdom, that YouTube channel. If you see Yoga Nidra, you can find out the art of relaxation. Or anywhere also, you can find out art of relaxation. The more you relax, then automatically you lucid dreaming, everything will become very easy. So, and also, those who are in thoughtless stage, if you can maintain the thoughtless stage for 3 minutes or 4 minutes, few minutes, then automatically our body gets so much relaxed. Then automatically dream world will get opening, will be opening up for you. Okay, that's one more thing also happens. So one more thing is I was practicing to see the dream world and third eye visions very quickly, very quickly. So I need to no, in your meditation first time my third eye opening experience the visions seeing whenever I sit I do not see the any visions. Usually I'm like normal meditation is sitting and sleeping, sometimes snoring, and sometimes just vibrations. That's all. But when I asked one person, I wanted to have the visions, third eye visions. I wanted to see. I wanted to be a seer, rishi. I'm a yogi. That yogi means the practice of dhyani and yogi. I want to be a seer. I asked, and one Brahmashi Premnath Gupta sir, he mentioned that go and hold the tree, hug the tree. There's a big, very large tree is there. Hug the tree and meditate. Do not open your eyes until you start seeing the visions. Then I was meditating there 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, approximately 5.5 to 6 hours. Between that, I got my first vision in my life. It was started in 2005. That's where my third eye got awakened. Then onwards, whenever I want, the third eye was totally awake. Whenever I'm able to see it very, very clearly. Okay, so very, very quickly also. So, for example, I am in a lift. I am practicing the quickest walk, not fastest. I also wanted to see very, very quickly. The dreams and astral travel and visions should happen very quickly. So I was practicing that. So I was in a lift and I was we are living in the fourth floor in Kugatpalli, and I pressed the fourth floor. I was standing also, but let me be so much relaxed that by the time I go to the fourth floor, I should start seeing the visions and dreams. Huh? Yeah, dreams are means if in your sleeping position, if you're having the dream, that's called dream. But if you're awake, if you're meditating, if you're having the the dream is, that's a vision. That's we call vision, because we are more aware. We have got more control. The more energy is there. That's called vision. Okay, so that's what happening. This is few of my experiences.